Hey everyone, Teehashee here. Back with another Thought Process RogueTech gameplay commentary, and we are over Smithin again, taking on the Directorate and more so the Taurians in our surgical strike to pay them back for what they did to House Corrossus. So, like I promised in the previous episode, we got a new mech that I've never used before, but it is by far my favorite assault mech at the very least, which is a Cyclops HQ. I didn't know because it's definitely not the only Cyclops with a battle computer, but this one has a battle computer and a command module, and so even in your headcanon, you can basically decide that the command module that the HQ usually would bring into combat is deployed somewhere in the backfield, and you are going to lead your attack. And that's what we're doing this time. Is it the best mech to bring on this mission? Definitely not. But we don't really care. We're here to have a good time. This is kind of a risky mission to not go in with jump jets on the entire lance, but that's what we're doing. Let's see. I did not rebuild this Panther yet, but that's okay. We're going to be taking the Jenner instead, and we can build the Panther later. Looks like we're going to be done with the Firestarter for now. Um, or I might rebuild the Firestarter in the spirit of the Jenner to see if we can get something slightly better than the Jenner, though I prefer the Jenner. I like it better. Okay, dropping the Highlander, taking the HQ in. Um, that is a lot of armor. We've got the Kentaro, we've got the Jenner, we've got the Cyclops, we've got the Marauder. Now let's look at our pilots for a second. We're going to put our commander in the Cyclops because it makes the Cyclops really fast. Not necessarily in the movement sense, but in the initiative sense, because he has Master Tactician and the Cyclops' battle computer stacks with Master Tactician, pushing it down into the medium mech category. In fact, we'll probably talk a lot about the Cyclops in this. Might even call this the Cyclops review. That in the previous episode, if you didn't catch that, we spoke quite a bit about the Cyclops. Um, okay, what else are we looking at? Glitch is probably not going to come because the sniping capability of the Marauder is not needed um, compared to basically this build here that we've got. Heat management. Again, on this mission, we're probably going to pay pretty heavily. Is this the mission that I'm thinking of? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm being silly. I might be being silly. But anyway, we're going to pay pretty heavily for not having a missile boat. So we might get our hands on another Kentaro and turn it into a missile boat like this one used to be. Anyway, that's probably enough talk. We're set up the way that I want to be set up, so let's go ahead and take a stab at it. Oh, yay. Microsoft pop-ups being very helpful. Like, what are you doing right now? Because it's not paying attention to advertising, so maybe you should get on that. Uh, I do apologize because advertising is, hey, we could do loading screen hopes and dreams here. Well, let's talk about advertising. Advertising is one of my pet peeves. I don't like um, the idea that crap is being sold to me, especially because companies, of course, are very hungry to capitalize on your attention for the sake of selling you stuff. And I don't like being the object of that attention. I like, basically as much as I can living a clean, healthy, safe existence and not falling victim to parasites and fandoms and stuff like that. Okay. I know this mission. So we're defending this spaceport against a Turian assault and flankers. This actually is a decent one to have our mechs because we have advanced initiative, we've got long and short range, we've got decent mobility. Okay, we're in good shape. Okay, so we've got dropships coming in, and they're going to be shooting at these fuel tanks just like we did with the nuke range. Same narrative tool, just reversed. We're on defense, they're on offense. And as much as possible, we're going to be trying to cripple these mechs as they're advancing. Yeah, I do remember this mission. And this is a good mission because this is how we are helping Smithin, is basically, I mean, in narrative sense, this is lifted straight like the Battle of Hoth sort of thing, where it's like the Empire has struck back and now we need to retreat, and our method of retreating is getting our people safely away. It's not exactly the same. It's not a carbon copy. Don't call those guys out for copying them, because they didn't. They definitely just used a great narrative device for good storytelling. Okay. I think maybe we have to make a run up here at some point. We'll see. We fight a lot of, I think we fight only pristine mechs on this one, and they get pretty much a straight shot right into the base from the very beginning. But we're going to have them commit. And we're going to have the turrets help us as well. And we've got this Thunderbolt, like, enforcer, like, medium heavy mechs that show up, but I believe that back there is a Battle Master that comes and joins the fray as well. Okay. Here it is. The blurg. That's what I call Battle Masters, because it kind of reads like blurg. And that's how using Battle Masters makes me feel. Okay, looks like we're in business. Go ahead and jump to this guy's flank and sensor lock him. Now, it can be pretty easy to fall into the trap of tying down and killing these enemies one at a time, because again, inferior force versus superior force, that's definitely what you want to do. Just take those enemies out one at a time. But we're going to have other company, so we're definitely going to want to be managing our heat and making some smart plays. Now, speaking of managing our heat and making smart plays, it's going to be pretty tempting not to just go take these heavy mechs and stomp on this Jenner. I think what we'll do is we'll reposition a little bit and fire a missile at it to wipe a little bit more evasion off. Probably going to let our most accurate missiles fly. Are we still not making heat? Are we not making any heat? There we go. Alright, thanks for your input, Kamea. Almost all misses. Kind of wish we had the other Cyclops, not like badly, but it does have support weapons, like a small laser, because this, but you know, I'm probably complaining for no reason, because look at this. We're going to do bad things to this here, in this mech here in a second. There we go. Such a cool looking mech. Nice. Leaves one mech free to make an attack on another opponent. Not too much of a surprise because they're just sprinting in here, but oh, it's headshot. Okay. Alright. Here it gives you fair warning, but it's still pretty easy to forget about them. So we got, okay, so we've got the Cyclops here, right? It's 90 tons, well-rounded 90 tons. It's got a big engine and a lot of armor, which in akin to the Banshee, and again, it's never good if you're comparing a mech to the Banshee. There is a model of Banshee I do like, but you still know what I mean, right? It's a big, fast, well-armored mech with poor guns, right? Where the Cyclops stands aside from the Banshee is, one, it's aesthetics. It's not just like a big man. It's definitely got a lot more character is what I'm going for. Like, you look at these legs that bend forward and back. They have two joints here instead of just like sort of the stereotypical man legs here like we've got on the Kintaro. And you look at how it's got a lot of like sharp angles, like these are probably three of the same pieces, they're just oriented differently. And you get this sort of World War II style radio tower guy with these wire pylons. You know, I'm just a big fan of how the Cyclops looks. It also its command design, where it's just like one giant sort of like the bridge of a starship thing up here, appeals to me more than like the sort of mech with eyes aesthetic like the Banshee or the Atlas have, because that doesn't really make that much sense to me. You know, why would you have separate eyes to look out of? And I know in MechWarrior 5, when you're riding around in the Atlas, you actually are looking out of one of the two eyes. But again, it's like, what are you doing with the rest of that space? What's over there? Is it like a targeting computer? Like, doesn't it feel weird to not be in the center of the mech, the center mass of the mech? Um, like, I say that looking at the Thunderbolt, and it's like a piece of heavy lifting gear. It's got a cockpit that's all over on one torso anyway. Let's just keep reserving until they scare us, until they spook us. So here's the Thunderbolt in here. They're just sprinting in still though, so while they are getting in on us, they're not dealing any actual damage. And the real threat are these flankers here. Like, it becomes a huge temptation just to forget about those guys, but you learn tough lessons if you do that. This is interesting. So I've only ever played this mission where they just run down this road. I've never had them come up here like this. So that's kind of cool. It's gonna change things up. I don't really know what's gonna happen anymore. Okay. Let's jump our Jenner over here. Because we're gonna have to lean on our turrets quite a bit for them to start doing damage to those guys. I remember one time where I made a mistake right at the end of the mission where I piloted a mech. I think I misclicked, but a mech landed up on one of these landing platforms right as the dropship landed. And since it was the final dropship, it was right at the end of the mission, and we had basically won already. So it was a pretty big embarrassment. See how easy it is to do. Like, it looks like you're landing next to the thing and you're landing on it. So we're not going to make that mistakey. Or if we are, we're going to wait until the very end of the mission, so we can all have a laugh and we get to do it over again. Okay. We have a precision strike, which we should probably get on with. Center of mass. Our shots are still pretty bad. I guess we're gonna wait. I know that's wimpy, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna do the same thing the computer does and just shoot one large laser at anything that's got more than 5 evasion. Pew 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 pew. These aren't terribly impressive turrets, so we have to lean on them, but we can't. Not fair to expect too much out of them. We've got both of these mechs set aside to deal with these guys, so we'll probably have Behemoth stay. I mean, the punch-in stuff, it's the biggest scout mech on the planet, but yeah, Steiner Assault Lance. Look it up on YouTube, because that's what we're going to be doing here. It is a shame that we don't have one support weapon to wipe additional evasion off of there. It looks like we hit it hard enough that it just didn't matter. It doesn't have evasion anymore. Just trying to get the angle on it, because I'm sure we hit it there on the side. Shame to be putting on heat already. We hit it in the arm. What's on that arm? A large laser? Okay. I guess we'll see if we can't take it out. Might as well make the shot count because he doesn't have any evasion. Alright. flamers on turrets. Can you believe it? We did get the knockdown from that. This is a cool image, though. Again, like, I'm gonna be gushing all over the Cyclops so much it's gonna need a windscreen wiper, you know, because you just imagine this. There's just like this one lance, and this one Cyclops, and they're like, oh, it's a Cyclops, like that's the enemy commander. Even though in the lore, they put, especially in this case, it could definitely apply. They put refurbished Cyclops out as a misdirect for other command mechs like a Marauder, so that people would shoot at the Cyclops. But in this case, it's absolutely true, so it would be a misdirect either way if they tried to make a plan around the plan that we planned around their plan, right? You know what I mean? You following, my friends? Okay. But yeah, you do have this like one mech, and he's just like standing in the middle of this place, and every mech that walks up to it, he just lays out flat. They would definitely be going, that's a problem we're gonna have to deal with right away. So let's reserve a bit. Jenner's backing off, maybe to take shots. Take shots at a turret. So there's some humanizing character building for the Taurians, where they basically say, yeah, we're not, you know, we're not monsters, but we are trying to win a war. Ooh, here's a fire starter. We're gonna have to worry about that. Probably gonna have to ignore. Shot at the Jenner, that's good news. Okay. We got these light mechs to deal with. Alright. We can continue to reserve, but we really don't need to at this point. What I think we'll do is we'll flank up here. Don't want to put too much heat on. We'll flank up here and we'll sensor lock that spider, and we'll kill it. Okay, here comes some other things we gotta take seriously. It's gonna be about time for that Kentaro to break off and worry about these guys over here. Alright. Disappointed that even with the precision strike, we had shots miss, but it's alright. I think we'll probably just sprinter over here. Can we land in that water? No. Would have been cool, but no. I'll probably cure her heat for right now, though. Yep. Alright. Big angry boy. Take out those weapons. Pilot incapacitated, wow. I think there was a headshot in there though, so that's a pretty solid boon though to get another mech knocked out this turn. We kind of needed it to be the Spider, but the fact that it was the Thunderbolt isn't terrible news either. Getting decent hits on the Spider might still have it die. Yeah, nice. We can do this. We can do this, my friends. So it looks like the Battlemaster and the Enforcer turned around and went back down the hill, which, I mean, is nothing but a huge waste of time for them. So, okay. Alright. So these guys are going to take off, and then we can pretty much ignore that fuel tank. Now we can tactically destroy it, but if you still have turrets up, you definitely do not want to do that because the turrets are wiping evasion for you, and it's a bigger deal at the end of the day. Okay, so what we're probably gonna do is turn around and shoot this this guy in the back before he does anything he thinks is fancy. Pretty good shooting. Yep, there we go. So yeah, this is coming together nicely. The odds of us pulling this off have just gotten better and better and better with how fast these opponents are going down. That looked like a kill shot. No, it wasn't though. Jenner just stacked up a lot of heat on itself. Now, these guys have still sprinted in, I can guarantee it. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to let them come in and get a shot in. So we're going to reserve and let them do that. Who's the fire starter? What's he doing? Alpha striking the striker. Alright, here's the Panther. And the Jenner. It's a lot of damage. How much health does that thing have left? I can't tell. But we're ready to make our play. Oops. Now, should be able to turn this bad boy around. And have line of sight on these guys we want to shoot at. Pretty decent shooting already. That's not too bad either. And I really like to smash either of these mechs, but I think we're gonna bring the Cyclops around and shoot one of these guys. Not the best shooting, but not the worst shooting either. Here comes the Battle Master, still sprinting in. Well, they're getting the turrets are getting their shots in. Shepherd 1 is away. Shepherd 2 is by far in the most danger. I don't think there's anything Medusa can do just this second, so we're going to reserve him. Well, they're trying so hard to get that done. Alright, Behemoth. Let's put you here and let's look at what sort of shots we've got. Possible but unlikely a kill shot. And still not great either way. I think just because it pushes the initiative back another turn, we'll go for this center torso shot again. If we can, maybe we'll even knock out the guns. Decent shooting. Is it enough? Not quite. Firestarter destroying the other striker. Medusa's still too far away to do much. Let's see what if the Jenner's going to be the hero of the people. Nope, you're going to shoot at the turret. Okay. Let's get Teehashee up here. I think he's got one more Alpha Strike. We'll put it into the Panther because the Panther hasn't shot yet. And it seems like any hit, as long as it's not totally pointless, is going to get something done. There we go. Here comes the Enforcer. No. Oh my god, and there went the Cyclops. Oh jeez. That's the first time ever that I lost one. So anyway, obviously we're gonna have to restart and do it, but we'll put this commentary in and mourn our absolutely shattered Cyclops on its debut. Big sad. Alright. Well, it's going to be a short episode, guys, until we take another stab at this. So, thanks for watching.